compatriots, Americans. I wanted to bring something to your attention. This regards to an organization with initials I.H.H, which translates to basically it's a human relief fund. And well, we're going to get into this, but here's where I want to start. This is a tweet or a post on X by Diliman Abdülkader, and as you can see, it says I.H.H. President Bülent Yıldırım calling for a march to Incirlik base this Friday, where American service members are stationed, including 50 U.S. nukes. Now, I did not attempt to validate such an information regarding the presence of American nuclear weapons at Incirlik base, which is in the city of Adana, which basically has a Mediterranean. It's on a Mediterranean coast of southern Turkey, and that's sort of irrelevant in the sense that it's a military base. The fact that there may or may not be nukes it's irrelevant. It's like saying a house is on fire and then somebody asks, well, were there any unused food in the pantry? But it doesn't matter. The house is on fire. You see what I'm trying to say? So here is mostly accurate. It's not mostly accurate. It's a gisting. It's a gist of what Bülent Yıldırım is saying, and here he is.
Üstüne doğru gideceğiz. Türkiye halkı, ayağa kalkın. Binlerce insan olarak yola çıkın. Evlerinizde durmayın, yatmayın, uyumayın. Çocuklar ölüyor. Bu çocukların ölümüne sessiz kalırsanız bizim çocuklarımıza da aynısı yapılacak. Gideceğiz. İlleri gezeceğiz. Cuma günü buradan yola çıkacağız. Allah'ın izniyle Adapazarı'na uğrayacağız. Ankara'ya uğrayacağız. Basın toplantıları yapacağız. Oradan Konya'ya gideceğiz. Sonra İncirlik'e gideceğiz. Eğer bu ateşkes olmazsa orada gerekirse duracağız. Ve dünya halklarının hepsini Amerika üslerine karşı yürüteceğiz Allah'ın izniyle. Göreceksiniz. Yunanistan'da yürüyecekler. Başka yerlerde yürüyecekler. Şu tabloda olan her yerde Amerika üsleri bundan sonra halklar tarafından kuşatılacak.
Now, that was the whole thing, and I'm going to go ahead and break it down.
İncirlik üstüne doğru gideceğiz. Türkiye.
We are going to march towards Incirlik base.
Halkı, ayağa kalkın.
People of Turkey, stand up.
Binlerce insan olarak yola çıkın.
Start moving in mass, in forms of thousands.
Evlerinizde durmayın.
Don't stay at home.
Yatmayın, uyumayın.
Don't lay down, don't sleep.
Çocuklar ölüyor.
Children are dying.
Bu çocukların ölümüne sessiz kalırsanız
if you stay silent to the death of these children,
bizim çocuklarımıza da aynısı yapılacak.
The same thing is going to happen to our children.
Gideceğiz. İlleri gezeceğiz.
We are going to go. We're going to visit various cities.
Cuma günü buradan yola çıkacağız.
We're going to depart on Friday from here.
Allah'ın izniyle.
God willing, or Allah willing, I should say, because the God of Islam has nothing to do with the Abrahamic gods. But that's a different discussion.
Pazarına uğrayacağız. Ankara'ya uğrayacağız.
We're going to visit Adapazarı, which is another city. We're going to visit Ankara, which is another city, aka this particular case, Ankara is the capital of Turkey, for those of you that don't know.
Basın toplantıları yapacağız.
We're going to give statements to the media.
Oradan Konya'ya gideceğiz.
From there, we're going to go to Konya, which is another city.
Sonra İncirlik'e gideceğiz.
then we're going to go to Incirlik. Incirlik is a part of the city of Adana.
Eğer bu ateşkes olmazsa
If the ceasefire doesn't occur,
orada gerekirse duracağız.
if we need to, we shall stop and remain there.
Ve dünya halklarının hepsini Amerika üslerine karşı yürüteceğiz Allah.
And we will take the people of the world and get them to march against the U.S. bases, God willing, or Allah willing.
Kendisine göreceksiniz.
You will see.
Yunanistan'da yürüyecekler.
They will march in Greece.
Başka yerlerde yürüyecekler.
They will march in other places.
Şu tabloda olan her yerde
In all places shown in this chart,
Amerika üsleri bundan sonra halklar tarafından kuşatılacak.
U.S. bases shown in all the places upon this chart will be surrounded by the people. Now,
İncirlik üstüne doğru gideceğiz. Türkiye
Now, Duman Abdülkader says, we are leaving on Friday. We will march to Incirlik base. People of Turkey, stand up, hit the road, do not sleep. If the ceasefire does not happen, we will march the people of the world to the U.S. bases. The bases will be surrounded. I.H.H is a Turkish government-backed charity organization. Yildirim was investigated for funding Al-Qaeda. I.H.H also has deep ties with Palestinian Islamic Jihad. I.H.H is considered a terrorist organization and has a goal of wiping Israel off the map. And right after October 7th massacre occurred, I made a series of videos on series of topics, and I kept on bringing the notion that every anti-Semite, every anti-Western, every anti anything other than Sharia law will be displaying themselves, presenting themselves in some form of a humanitarian slash humanist. I apologize for that sound. Please excuse me for one moment. Let me silence various devices. There we go. And this is just another example of that. Now, let's look at it, right? You heard what he said. We're talking about going to a military U.S. Air Force military installation, and it's a big one. A military installation, as I'm sure you have deduced, is just that, a military installation. It is not an installation or a location that is delegated the responsibility of representing any given state that it belongs to. That's called an embassy. An embassy, in some countries have excuse me, just an embassy. In others, they'll have an embassy and one or more consulates. Turkey is such an example. Here's the U.S. Embassy and its address in Ankara, which is a place they are not going on this particular day. And here's the U.S. Consulate General in Istanbul, which is another place that they are not going according to the video that we just saw. And here's another consulate in the very city in which the Incirlik base is located, the city of Adana. So this is not to make a statement in the sense that you would expect an organization to conduct itself in order to get this message across. Let's say that you do want to march. This is where you would march. or this is where you would go, either turn in a statement to the consulate or to the embassy for that representing foreign government to take notice of, or at the very least, if you're going to protest, you would be protesting outside of an embassy or a consulate. Marching to a military installation is a completely different act, and they are fully aware of that. Let's look at something else. Let's look at I.H.H. Humanitarian Relief Foundation, right? You go to these guys, you go to their website, right? And under the tab of About Us, they tell you some of the most unhinged lies ever. Look at this. I.H.H. has been working since 1992 with the purpose of delivering aid to all people who are in need, who have experienced a catastrophe, who are victims of war, natural disaster, etc., or wounded, crippled, starved, homeless, and persecuted wherever they are. And I'm going to use this. Regardless of their religion, language, race, or sect, and to prevent the violation of the basic human rights and freedoms of those people. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, but none of this is, if you have been exposed to, the Islamic world and how it conducts itself, etc., none of this is new. None of this is new, but a lot of people are not. A lot of people are being exposed to this stuff just because of the horrible events of October 7th. Look. I.H.H. gives priority to the following in its relief operations: war zone or war-torn countries and territories, regions struck by natural disasters, poverty-stricken countries and territories. They have the rest of the nonsense in regards to everything they spew. But look at this. These are the organizations that they admit to being a part of. I assure you, this is not all of it. But these are the ones that they admit to being a part of. International Council of Voluntary Agencies, Turkey Voluntary Agencies Foundation, Union of NGOs. I can talk forever about NGOs. Oh my God, NGOs drive me nuts. Humanitarian Forum, or Organizations of Islamic Cooperation, Humanitarian Funds. People think that there's alphabet soup in U.S. Wait until you enter the world of Islamic charity. And by the way, this is one of the ways they procure millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. This is just one organization. I can't even come up with a number as to how many such organizations exist around the world, in U.S. included. U.S. included, they are raising millions. And of course, they have their own awards. It's kind of like, it's like the Jeep vehicles and their trail rated thing. You think that it's some sort of an entity that tests those vehicles and then gives them a trail rating, but no, as soon as you look under the surface, it's basically Jeep saying trail rating its own vehicles. Well, it's kind of like that. If you excuse the funny analogy from the automotive world. But look, Agricultural School of Projects Somalia, AK Party Civil Society, AKP. This is the ruling party of Turkey. Erdogan is the head of AKP. I mean, mobile hospital in Iraq granted by general director of foundations and all this. I mean, this Asiana orphanage in Pakistan. I can go on and on with this, but this is what the I.H.H, so to speak, is. And this organization is planning a march, which is what they call a march, which I will go out on a limb and say today is Halloween, October 31st of 2023. It will, even if it starts as a march, it will turn into some sort of attack, because there are not going to be any civilians in that march, in the sense that, you know, people out there, men and women, holding placards or something like that. No, this is going to be all military-age men, maybe some younger, maybe some older, and they're going to be chanting. They'll most likely will be throwing stuff, and they will try to find a way to elicit some sort of response from the base, so that they can basically stumble themselves into some sort of justification to break out some sort of incident. But the point of all this is that if there is something going on that you're trying to convey your message of dissatisfaction with it, this is the last organization that will take such an act. And even if it does, this is not the venue for it. A military installation is not the venue for it. And yeah, so let's see. And I'm going to monitor this whole thing. But let's see what happens between now and Friday. I'll keep you updated. Please follow me on X. Links are in the channel description. And that's that. For God and country.